look, the transition after the Soviet Union fell to Russia and Yeltsin was not a smooth one by any means. As I say at the end of the book, it's not like they lived happily ever after.
Yeah.
But my broader point is you take the wins when you can get them. People now had access to passports. They don't have to have, they can leave the country. They have food. They have access to information. It's somewhat censored, but it's certainly nothing like it was under the Soviet Union. And they didn't have to live in this kind of constant fear. And they had opportunities, and it's such a step forward. And there was this one great moment, and Boris Yeltsin became president of Russia. He's also mayor of Moscow at one point, or the equivalent of mayor. And he came here to visit NASA in the capacity of one or the other. And while he was there, he went to visit a supermarket. It was a Randall's then. I think it's a Food Town now. It still exists. I'm going to go there. I'm going to start bawling. And as he's looking around, like, he had never seen so much food. And this is food that, like, even wealthy people in Russia don't have access to. And there's pictures of him just like this, like, what the? And the scene that really was poignant to me is on his flight back. He's sitting there on the plane like this. And he's like, they had to lie to the people, because if they knew, they wouldn't have been able to get away with it. And that's the moment where it's just like, oh, this wasn't like skewed propaganda. This was like, they knew, and it was a lie from A to Z. And he was just like, holy crap. Just like, and you could just imagine him on that plane, his brain reprogramming, because if you're taught since you're a kid, and he was an older man, he was no dummy. You think, okay, the Americans are starving and poor and they're lynching people every day. And then you go to a supermarket, the most banal place on earth, and you see, like, I think one of the articles said, like, they couldn't believe how big the onions were or something like that. And you're seeing this, and you're seeing these, like, janitors, school teachers. These aren't dignitaries, and they're regular people just picking whatever they want. And you're just like you. It's like the equivalent of having a stroke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do think that that's one of the most powerful things is the grocery store, as like in terms of drawing a distinction between the two systems.
Yeah.
Because you could have like technology, you can show off technology and so on, but you can kind of write off technology as like, okay, that's the mechanism of the devil. But when you look at just fruit and veggies, and like very big fruit and veggies, and like, yeah, and fruit in particular, like certain kinds of fruit that are just not available in Russia. I mean, that really shows. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's interesting, like when you're older and you have to face the reality that what you believe to be true, like your whole life has been based on a set of lies.
And you're right, not mistakes, not like a little bit, like blatant lies from top to bottom, start to finish. That I don't know what that's like.